The sniper spotted a landmine but quietly stepped over it. Right behind him, his comrade accidentally stepped right on it. Looking down at the pressure-release landmine beneath his feet, the comrade kept pleading with the sniper for help. But the sniper pulled out a pistol, threatened his comrade not to move, and then gradually walked away from him step by step. After getting rid of the comrade who seemed eager to grab military glory, the sniper went off alone to hunt down the navigator. Meanwhile, the navigator had already been surrounded by a large group of armed men. He ran for his life like crazy, but because he wasn't familiar with the terrain, he just couldn't shake off the enemies. Just as they were about to catch up, he slipped and fell into a big pit. When the armed men arrived, they found the pit full of rotting corpses. The terrible smell made them give up the search, so the navigator survived this ordeal. He climbed out of the pit and spent the night halfway up a cliff. The next day, he continued his retreat toward the designated location. On the way, he passed an abandoned factory. After carefully checking and making sure there were no enemies, he tried to hurry through, but he had only taken a few steps when he realized the ground was covered with landmines. Just as he wanted to turn back, the armed men caught up. He had no choice but to dodge the landmines while running. The enemies behind him opened fire immediately and accidentally set off a landmine. The blast triggered other landmines. At this critical moment, the navigator pushed himself to the limit and managed to run out of the explosion zone. On the other side, since the armed men hadn't caught the navigator, they deliberately announced on TV that they had killed 2 pilots who had trespassed into the no-fly zone, hoping to trick their enemies. And their enemies took the bait. They canceled the rescue operation and ordered the helicopters to return. When the navigator reached the evacuation point, he saw the helicopters flying away. Just when he was in despair, he noticed a sculpture not far away. He remembered it as the spot where he had crash-landed, so he rushed to the mountaintop, found the ejection seat, and fixed the positioning transmitter. Once the aircraft carrier received the signal, the captain immediately knew the navigator was still alive. He decided to lead the rescue team himself. 3 helicopters quickly took off from the deck and flew toward the crash site. At the same time, the sniper who had been chasing the navigator also arrived but didn't find him, so he walked closer to check the situation. Little did he know it was a trap. Suddenly, the navigator popped out of the snow, fired several shots, and killed the sniper. But the gunfire attracted the enemy's main force. Tanks and armored vehicles launched an attack on the navigator. At this crucial moment, the rescue helicopters arrived. Their overwhelming airfire severely damaged the armed men. The navigator jumped and grabbed the rescuer's arm, successfully getting back onto the helicopter.